Hello, boys and girls. I'm back with another math video. This is on metric conversions. I'm going to do a second part of this series. So, what you have to remember with metric conversions is you're going to use multiplication to help you. And you have to know what one unit of a larger unit is equal to that of a smaller unit. So, a liter is larger than milliliters. How much larger? 1,000. So 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. Okay, so if I want to know how many liters are into a milliliter, that's what I need to know. So if I have 4 liters, to find out how many milliliters that is, I would multiply 4 times 1,000. And that would give me 4,000 milliliters. Okay, what about 6 liters? Well, I would use the same strategy. I would use 6 from right here times 1,000. And that would get me to 6,000 milliliters. So what about 17 liters? Okay, what would I do there? Well, same strategy. I would use the 17 and multiply it by, you guessed it, 1,000. And that would be 17,000 milliliters. Okay, so the strategy is using the number of liters times the conversion here. Okay, what about for, let's say, grams, kilogram? Well, kilo means 1,000. So 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. So if I want to know how many grams are in 3 kilograms, I would do 3 times 1,000. And that would get me 3,000 grams. Okay, what about 6 kilograms? Same thing. I would use the 6 times 1,000. And it's 6,000 grams. And what if it was 12 kilograms? Even though it's a double-digit number, same strategy. I would use the 12 times 1,000, and that would be 12,000 grams. Let me fix that 2 there. So that's the metric system. That works well with the metric system. But then you also have the customary system. So this is for metric, but what about the customary system? The customary system is the United States system. So what would you do here? Well, you have to know how many minutes are in 1 hour. I'm going to tell you, that's 60. So you start with that. So the same strategy applies. You're going to use 60 in the number of hours to find how many minutes are in those number of hours. So if I want to know how many minutes are in 5 hours, I would multiply 5 times 60. And then I know 5 times 6 is 30. And then I have an extra 0 here, so it's 300 minutes. Okay, what about 8 hours? Well, same strategy. I would use 8 times 60. And that would be 8 times 6 is 48. So it'll be 480 minutes. What about 14 hours? Double digits. Okay, well, I know I have to multiply 14 times 60. And if you don't know that, you break it down. You could do 10 times 60 and 4 times 60. You know, 10 times 60 is 600. And 4 times 6 is 24. So that would be 240. And if I add those two parts together, I'll find out how many minutes that is. Well, that's 840 minutes. So you may have to break down your multiplication equation into smaller pieces if you don't know it. All right, last one. Now this one's a little trickier because a pound isn't a friendly number here to ounces. It's 16 ounces. So 6 pounds would be 6 times 16. But you can use an array. You could split it up. So if I were to do that, I could do 6 times 10 and 6 times 6. Well, 6 times 10 is 60, and 6 times 6 is 36. So that'll be 96 ounces. All right, 9 pounds, that'll be 9 times 16. So I could do the same thing. I could do 9 times 10 and 9 times 6. See how I split that up? The 10 comes from this 1 and the 6 comes from the 6. Well, 9 times 10 is 90 and 9 times 6 is 54. So if I add these two parts together, that's 144 ounces. And what if it's a double-digit number, like 15? Well, I would do 15 times 16. So you could do 15 times 10 and 15 times 6. All right? Or some people will use an open array, the box method. And you could split this into smaller parts. And then multiply it out. So 10 times 10 is 100. 5 times 10 is 50. 10 times 6 is 60. 5 times 6 is 30. Well, this would be 160 plus 80. You see that? So my answer would be 240 ounces. So bottom line, you have to use multiplication as your strategy. Look over this page, stop it, review it as much as you can, boys and girls. And I'll see you soon. Bye.